Here's the good news. All the softwares we need for this class are free. So let's first download the essential piece of software for any Java development. That's called JDK. So if we do JDK download, it takes us right to Sun's website. Oh no, it's bought by Oracle. The first one, the standard edition, is what we need. And these two buttons here, and we need the JDK, not the JRE. JRE is for regular end user, but we're developers. So for regular end user, they only need the JVM. It's also called the runtime environment, the interpreter. But for us, we need the compiler as well. When you download the JDK, it already included that JRE in it. So after you click on this one, download it and install it, you can find it here under C program file Java. Most likely you will have a bunch of JRE already installed there. That's when you were a regular user, and you should see your JDK there. And in JDK, that JDK directory contains all the tools we need. Alright, let's take a look at how to write a Hello World program and how to compile and run it using JDK. So open your command prompt. We don't need anything, just a command prompt, that's enough. So in order to write the source file, we need to use a editor. You can use any code editor you prefer. Even Notepad will work because Notepad comes with the installation. So if I go to Notepad, that's just the editor. And if I say public class and hello, we will talk about what this whole thing means later, but right now it's all about how to do the compilation and how to run the program. With spare JDK. Okay, let's go ahead and save this one. And the source file has to have a name called Java.java. The extension has to be .java. So I'm going to save it in JDK hello and say save. Alright, so now let's take a look. We have hello.java, the source file here. To compile it, we need to use the compiler called javac. That's the name for the compiler, javac hello.java. Okay, now let's take a look. Now we have hello.class. That's a bytecode, the compiled version of hello.java. Remember, I cannot run bytecode directly. So what I need to do is to feed it in the interpreter of the JVM. It's called Java, so I have to say Java hello. Pay attention here. It's Java hello, not Java hello.class. This is what happened when you do hello.class. It will complain. Alright, so Java, just the class name called hello. The class name is called hello. We will talk in detail about the programming part of Java. Alright, that's all it is about how to use JDK to develop your Java program. You choose your favorite editor, do the editing, and javac is a compiler, and after you compile it into bytecode, you need to run it using the interpreter called Java. And when you run it, you cannot just give it a bytecode file. You need to give it a class name. That's the main class or the entry class. The main class is the one that contains a public static void main function. We call it method in Java. So this is the entry point of your program. So when you run it, you have to give Java the entry class. The entry class is the one that contains that specific main method. Alright, that's how to use JDK. Simple enough. But in real world, you almost never use bare JDK itself. JDK only provides this command line environment. It contains essential software like JavaC, Java, and JDB for the compiler, but it's not very user friendly. So what we're going to do is we're going to use some IDE, integrated development environment. IDE means it got editor, it got debugger, it got the compiler, it got the interpreter, all in one very nice package. The one we're going to use is called BlueJ and Eclipse. You can pick any one, but for the class examples, I'm going to use BlueJ because there's less distraction there, so we can focus on what's really important. Also, there's a couple of things that could go wrong with JDK. When you run JavaC, it could be it complains on your end, says command not found or something like that. If that's the case, what you need to do is to add this path, add this directory to your path environment variable. If you don't know what I'm talking about, how to change your path environment variable, that depends on operating system. For Windows, to change the path environment variable, you can go to Start and Control Panel, click on System, and click on Advanced, and you see the environment variable. The one you're going to change or update is something called a path. So what you need to do is to add this directory to your path environment variable. Click on, like here, click on edit this one, click on edit, and just go ahead and add that directory to your path environment variable, then it should work. Another way to run this, even if you don't want to change your path environment variable, is to use this whole path. So instead of saying JavaC, you have to say C:\\/ blah 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 /bin /JavaC. That's another way to run it. So if it complains JavaC cannot be found, you have to use the entire path or change your path environment variable. Another possible error is when you do Java, you did hello.class we talk about, you don't need to put the .class there. If you put it there, it will give you error message. Alright, so in the next part of the video, I'm going to use BlueJ to show you how to use BlueJ as an IDE to develop Java programs.